Call of Cthulhu calls console and PC, Geek Chic goes busts, Terry Brooks wraps things up, and Scotchio! Hello and welcome to the Fancy News Show from the Bottled Imp. My name is Ken Boyter and this is your weekly fix, oh yes, you've guessed it, of fantasy goodness. We start things with the UK government has finalised a controversial there we go, the first cock up of the day, road tunnel under the ancient stones of Stonehenge. That's probably because it's such a long title. Anyway, Stonehenge is situated in Wiltshire, England, and is only a few hundred metres from the busy A303 road. And the tunnel forms part of a £2 billion, get that, £2 billion government scheme to upgrade all remaining sections of the road between the M3 and M5. Campaigners claim that the 1.8 mile dual carriageway tunnel will cause irreparable damage to the landscape. However, Transport Secretary Chris Grayling said the plan will transform the A303, cutting congestion and improving journey times. 21 renowned archaeologists who know the area have announced their opposition. If the road plan materialises, Tom Holland, a classical historian, writer and radio presenter, says it will ruin Billick Mead, an archaeological, can't say the word. I think you know what I'm trying to say. It's an archaeological, I genuinely can't say that word. Well, we learn something new every day, don't we? Anyway, there's a site nearby where people go and dig stuff up, and it brings important work there. It will bring important work there to an abrupt end. Whoa, spooky, the lights are flickering now. He is also concerned about the land close by, where a network of ancient burial mounds and other sites which are rich with historical interest will also be disturbed. Not to mention the fact that the planned site is one of the tunnel's entrances, and that threatens one of Stonehenge's most significant aspects, which is the direct line of sight from the stones to the setting sun on the winter solstice. So the issue is whether Stonehenge exists to provide a tourist experience or whether it is something more significant, both historically and spiritual, he says. It has stood there for 4,500 years, and up to now no one has thought of injecting enormous quantities of concrete into the landscape and permanently disfiguring it. It's quite a long story this, so if you'd like to read more you can visit theguardian.co.uk. And I have put a story link directly to that story in the description of this show, as will all the descriptions that I mention. They'll be in the... all the links will be in the descriptions of the show. It's too hot to do the news, surely. Anyway, let's crack on. E3 sees the Call of Cthulhu console and PC game trailer launch. Electronic Entertainment Expo, otherwise known as E3, the annual video game conference and show in Los Angeles, unleashed the latest official cinematic trailer from Cyanide Studio of Chaosium's pen and paper RPG Call of Cthulhu. Players are to control Edward Pierce, a former veteran and private investigator in the 1920s, Boston. Pierce will be investigating the tragic and mysterious death of Sarah Hawkins and her family in Darkwater Island. The trailer gives you the first glimpse of how the locations of the locations players will have to visit, from the sinister docks to the manor of the deceased family. Call of Cthulhu will be released by Focus Home Interactive later this year for PC, Xbox One and PS4, and I have put a link to the trailer if you so desire it. Makers of handcrafted top quality gaming tables, Geek Chic has gone out of business. According to multiple customer accounts, the company stopped responding to email or telephone calls around about the 12th of June. The next day, Geek Chic released a statement on its social media account saying it has ceased operation. Geek Chic founder and CEO Robert Guilford stated, "It is with great sadness that I must announce Geek Chic has ceased operation. Despite heroic efforts by many, this outcome is out of our hands. I am forever indebted to those who joined us on this adventure and am absolutely gutted about its end." Founded in 2008, Geek Chic made a splash at conventions like Gen Con by catering to a new breed of well-heeled tabletop hobbyists. Their rise paralleled the fantastic surge in tabletop gaming, specifically board gaming, seen over the past decade. According to the website, whoa, here we go, the lights don't like this story. The god of light, tell us what you want. Anyway, according to the website, polygon.com, the trouble is that Geek Chic required payment well in advance of delivery of their products, which often ran in excess of $3,500. That means that many customers' tables are finished or nearly finished and may have never been delivered though. When or if they're able to get their money back is an unresolved question. GeekChicQ.com now only has Robert Guilford's statement whilst their Facebook page is still open, so you can read what other people have to say about the situation on their Facebook page. Fantasy author Terry Brooks begins to bring his epic vision to a grand conclusion. The Black Elfstone is the first book in an epic 4-part conclusion to the, I should have practiced this, the Shannarana series. I always say it right off camera. Shannarana. Shannarana. Shannananan. Shananana. It's Julian I'm talking to. Anyway, yes, it's a series as well known, fantasy, obviously I can't pronounce it, through 28 novels, so there you go, written over the course of 40 years, starting with the Sword of Shananana in 1977. Terry Brooks is, why have I written this word so many times in this article? The series has been read by millions of readers around the world. The age of peace that has reigned across the Four Lands is now at an end. An army of invaders wielding a terrible new magic is cutting a bloody swathe across the far north. The fate of the world now rests on the shoulders of an exiled druid, a conflicted warrior, and a young woman struggling to master a powerful magic. The Black Elfstone is published by Del Rey Books and is out now, available in hardback. I've not read any of these books, but they are on the list of must-read fantasy books, so I will be doing so at some point, that there is no doubt. Edgelight 6 is a science fiction, fantasy and horror writing event returning for its latest instalment. Edgelight 6 brings together some of the UK's leading authors for a packed day of workshops, panels, readings, book launches and much more. Quoting from their website, I love this, with a friendly atmosphere, a fantastic modern venue, an incredible array of booksellers and a huge amount of activity on the day, Edgelight is a great value day out and a must attend for writers, readers and fans of the genre fiction. And that's without even mentioning the now legendary Edgelight raffle. Now I'm intrigued. Oh, there we go. We've got the light. The light has died. It has died. It's
2 new show episodes.
2 new shows. Yeah. Oh no, it's back. It's been resurrected. Ah, the God of Light, we worship you. We will never curse them again. Anyway, what I was going to say was I'm intrigued by the Edgelight raffle. So if you are going along, maybe you could leave a comment on our Facebook page to let us know exactly what was in the raffle. I want to know what the prizes are. I guess I could just email them, couldn't I? Anyway, plus Edgelight this year will be hosting one of the UK's most prestigious awards for fantasy fiction, which is the David Gemmell Awards for fantasy. They do have an impressive guest of honour, which is, well, a list of them, actually, there's many of them. Joanne Harris, Andrew Michael Hurley, Stephen Baxter, Ken MacLeod, Peter Newman Rant, Jeff Noon, and also the special guest is Samantha Shannon, which is the best-selling author of The Bone Season. All the literary fun takes place. Hey, now we've got that light going.
What is that?
Whoa, it's the main light. I'm now in darkness. We've angered the God of Light. I'm going to crack on, though. I'm going to crack on. Yeah. Shall I curse a God of Light? That's probably not a good thing to do. Anyway, what I was going to say, yes, all the fun takes place at the Quad, which is in Derby, on the 15th of July this year. Ignore the noise of Julian unboxing loads of batteries. Anyway, you can book your tickets by visiting derbyquad.co.uk and you just click on the tickets tab. You can scroll down for Edgelit 6. Kickstarter. It's like when you've got like the builders coming in and you're trying to do something really important on that day. We're professional apparently. I think we need to look up that word professional, don't we? It's all gone downhill this show.
Stop and re-edit.
Should we start again?
No, why should we?
Yeah, give the punters what they want, yeah? A shoddy, badly put together show. We know you like that. Kickstarter news. Custom coin rings are hand rings to help to tell a little something about you. Made by John May. And these rings are formed out of a coin. So he takes a coin such as a dime or a penny, and that preserves both the inner and outer beauty of the coins that are used. So he kind of makes a coin into a ring to put on your little finger. John May's path of making custom coin rings began in 2016 when his mother had sadly passed away. He wanted a German coin with her birth year and also another coin with his father's birth year as keepsakes. And it was whilst doing this, and he was searching on the internet, he came across a video showing how a ring can be formed out of a coin, and the rest, they say, is history. And there is a pun in there because coins are old and you might want a specific date for your loved one. Anyway, I'll carry on, so that pun was intended. John has been, since then, perfecting his craftsmanship and is now raising money for other people to have custom coin rings for that special year, place or significant time. Now, I've never seen this kind of thing before, but I was thinking, I recently backed some Kickstarter coins that were like dragon coins and orc coins, and so wouldn't it be cool, instead of a dime or a penny, you could get a fantasy coin and make that into a ring? How cool would that be? Anyway, it finishes on the 29th of June, if you'd like to back it. Carcosa? This is a shoddy show today. Carcosa.
I blame the heat.
I blame the heat. It's so hot. It's the hottest day so far. Carcosa is a Lovecraftian tile-laying area control board game of cults and madness from one free elephant for 2 to 4 players. I'm so sorry. In I want to say Carcosa, it's not. I guess they're taking a similar name. Carcosa. You must summon the city of the Tattered King, one tile at a time. Use your cultists to control ley lines, conduct rituals, and explore the districts of Carcassonne itself. If your cultists displease you, you can sacrifice them to the dark waters of Lake Halley for the pleasure of the king. Hey, there are 2 mutually exclusive ways to win the game. This means late in the game, one or more players can be trying to win one way and the others are trying to thwart them and work out the best way to their own victories. Uneasy alliances can form and are often betrayed. The game ends when the cult completes the summoning of the king himself, or when enough of the city or the landscape has been summoned and that it becomes, no, it's the actual city that's been summoned, and it becomes a permanent feature of the earth. Only one cult can succeed in one of these insane tasks. They do have very detailed description of how to play the game and lots of stretch goals too. This does look a lot of fun, I must admit. I had a good look at this one. I've not backed it, but remember, if you are backing any games, make sure that you're happy with the mechanics and how it all works, because obviously you've not played it, so you'll be buying a game that you haven't played. That I believe there are a few reviews of it as well, and it has reached their target, and it finishes on the 30th of June. The Tablebreaker is a massive, heavy, precision engineered D20 made by Precision Gaming Solutions. The Tablebreaker is modelled after the iconic 20-sided dice and crafted into a perfect eye-catching display piece. They have 2 different sizes, 76mm, which is 3 inches, and 116mm, which is 4.6 inches. That's a combination of millimetres and inches, millimeters. And they are made from architectural aluminium, as the Americans say, or aluminium, which is the correct way of saying it, which has a number of 63. I love the fact that they actually give you the number of the actual aluminium content. Yeah, aluminium. There you go. Aluminium.
A little minion.
A little minion. Ooh, I like it. Nice play on words there. It's machine made and it's anodized, coloured, as well as laser engraved. They have listed a few uses of why you'd want a massive D20. I love it when companies do this. You can express your individually at work or at home, but nowhere else. Don't take it anywhere else. Don't take it to the swimming pool, for example. You can use it as a gorgeous eye-catching desk display. naturally. You can spruce up your game room with a colourful themed accent piece. Yeah? And you can incorporate your passion into your living space with a sleek bookend or mantle decor. Now that I can understand because they do look massive, they do look heavy, so that would be pretty cool. With options for both standard and countdown number operation. So obviously, you know, some Magic the Gathering you can start 20 and it counts down. It's an easy way of counting down numbers. The Tablebreaker is the perfect life counter that all your friends are sure to envy, it says. They do look impressive, for much so I'm joking about the way they've marketed it. And so does the price though. It's 76mm, $99 and the 116mm is $249. Woohoo, that is a lot of bucks. They have got stretch goal for green, purple or silver colours. They have reached their target and the campaign finished on the 12th of July. Bottled Imp news. Apart from us melting here in the studio today, this week's Friday Fantasy Show, I'm going to be reviewing the third series of HBO's Game of Thrones adaptation television series of George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire. Yes, we're on to series 3. What's happening? Who knows? Well, if you've seen it, obviously you do. But that's all we have time for. Remember to check out the Friday Fantasy Show. And we do have other shows. We've got Imp Chats, and we have got a writing series of how to write fantasy. I wrote a book, so I decided to sort of journal that and pass on my small amount of wisdom that I learnt whilst writing the book. And remember, we do have a Facebook page, so you can join us there. Simply look for the Facebook note, the Bottled Imp Fellowship. Click on join and we'll add you in. But that's all we have time for. Remember, thank you for watching, and to keep it unreal, especially if you've just watched a shoddy show.